What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we have some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So an analyst says that Nintendo might have sold another 7 million Nintendo Switch units worldwide from October through December 2017. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. So the latest Switch sales point to Nintendo raising target market talk. So Nintendo may have sold 7 million Nintendo Switch console units globally during the October through December quarter, says Ace Research Institute analyst Hideki Yatsuda, added to official figures that would bring the Nintendo Switch's lifetime to date sales to more than 14.6 million. Nintendo, quoting research firm MPD's data, said Thursday that more than 1.5 million Nintendo Switch systems were sold during a 5-week reporting period in December. The figures may fuel expectations that Nintendo will again raise its Nintendo Switch sales forecast when it reports Q3 earnings on January 31st. The company currently projects it will have moved more than 16.7 million Nintendo Switch units by the end of March. So the third quarter FY results are at the end of the month. So we're going to find out as far as how things go with the Nintendo Switch. And I will say this when it comes to all of this market talk and where the Nintendo Switch is at. Is it possible that Nintendo sold around 14.6 million units in its first calendar year? Absolutely, it's possible. Even just by doing the basic math, it's possible Nintendo definitely did that. Now, I don't know about the 7 million from October to December. Obviously, they're not sure about it either. They say could have. They're not 100%. There's no actual data until Nintendo actually gives us the sales numbers. But just doing some basic math in early December, Nintendo did say that they sold 10 million units worldwide, okay? And in December, as far as all of December, and if you factor in all the different areas, not just Japan, Europe, and the US, if you factor in all the different regions like South Korea, which sold 110,000 Nintendo Switch units, other countries in Asia as far as getting that, South America, also North America, including Canada as well, which Canada isn't included in the US NPD. If you factor in all areas, could they have sold around what, 3 to 4 million in December alone? Absolutely, they could have sold that. So it's possible. And even just doing crude numbers as far as calculating stuff from Japan, from the US, and from Europe, if you say about 1 million for Europe, you say about another 1 million for Japan, and about 1.5 million, which we do know from the US. Right there, that's 3.5 million Nintendo Switches sold. And that's just those areas, not counting Australia and other places as well. So that would put the Nintendo Switch at 13.5 million, just doing basic math with the major regions. So they easily could have been right around that 14.6 million number. And that's just basically doing some crude math that we do know of, estimates per se. So I do feel that maybe it's happening, maybe it's not. But like I said, we will find out very soon here as far as what they've done. In terms of them hitting the 16.7 million units by the end of March, maybe. I mean, maybe not. Who knows? All I know is that the Nintendo Switch is doing very well, and I think that based on what we've heard so far, I don't think it would be a stretch for them to get to 16.7 million by the time March ends, because Kirby is coming out. They also have Bayonetta 1 and 2. In Japan, they have Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, and all those games are going to help move systems. So what do you guys think about what this analyst had to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving to the next article here, the Netflix Castlevania animated series Season 2 premieres this summer, and I usually don't talk much about anything outside of video games, and of course you guys know I'm going to try to tie it into video games somehow. So the second season consists of 8 episodes this time. So the second season of Netflix Castlevania animated series will premiere this summer and consists of 8 episodes, show writer Warren Ellis has announced. The first season, which premiered in July 2017, consisted of 4 episodes, and we have doubled the episodes at this point. So that is really good. 8 episodes is good. And you know what I love about this Castlevania Netflix animated series? It just gave me goosebumps thinking about it, because I watched it when I was in Hawaii on vacation, and I felt that that was the best time that I had spent pretty much on vacation outside of hanging out with my daughter and my family and everything. That was just so good, that Netflix animated series. It really follows and it pays tribute to the games. Like, you know, like the people who made this Netflix series, either they're fans or they became fans, because there's no way you nail a show that good, man. They nailed it better than like Nintendo with the Super Mario Bros. Show when it came to things. Honestly, there are some things that are even more closely tied into the lore of Castlevania that I've seen from other developers and publishers out there. This is the best that I've seen when it comes to an animated movie series. It's really good, and obviously the Super Mario Bros. Movie wasn't very good, and this isn't a movie, but you guys get what I'm trying to say here. It's very closely tied to the video games. It has that same feel to it. It has that same look, and it's just like, man, it's visceral. It's right then and there. The voice acting is amazing, and it's exactly how you would think that these characters would have talked and acted back then. And it gives you some great backstory in terms of the Castlevania lore and the story. So it's really good. It's really good, and I suggest that all of you guys, before this one comes out this year, check out the Netflix animated series on Castlevania. It's so good, and it's so good they actually doubled the episodes. They went from 4 to 8 because that's how much people watched it. I watched it twice myself. I watched each 4 episodes 2 times each, just so I can kind of take in everything, and man, it's so good. Like, and I'm hoping that this success of this series really rejuvenates kind of like the thoughts of Castlevania out there, because yes, while Castlevania has a very hardcore dedicated base, it still can get more popular in terms of to the broader audience. So I'm hoping this can help out. This has great ratings on Netflix. I think the last time I checked it was like a 4.5 out of 5, or it was like a 5 out of 5. I know when I was watching it in Hawaii last year, it was a 5 out of 5. So I rated it that too, man, because it was that good. So I'm hoping that the popularity of this really spurs and compels Konami to show off what they have. I honestly feel like Konami at least has some ideas. Maybe they talk about a Castlevania game. Maybe there's something that comes up. We've talked about Super Bomberman R and how well that's done, so maybe there's something else that they have for us. And we also have that rumor about the Rebirth series when it comes to Castlevania potentially coming to Nintendo Switch as well. So what do you guys think about the Netflix Castlevania series getting its 2nd season, 8 episodes this July? You guys gonna be watching it? And do you hope for a new Castlevania game on the Nintendo Switch, or just a new Castlevania game in general? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving to the final article here, we have a little bit of bad news for all of our VIII PC fans out there, and the game has been delayed to an unannounced date. But, however, the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita patch to fix the localization and other things have remained unaffected. Those will launch on time. So NIS America has delayed the PC version of VIII Lacrimosa of Dana once again from its previously planned January 30th release date to an unannounced date. The PC delay will not affect the launch of the relocalization patch for the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita versions, which is still set to go on January 30th. Here's the full message from NIS America explaining the delay. Low frame rate issues and memory leak problems were apparent from the earliest PC builds we received. To help combat these, we looked into the drawing process, which led to an overall improvement in performance. However, we are still encountering frame rate drops in specific circumstances. The systems regulating these frame rate issues are heavily reliant on the architecture of the original PlayStation 4 version, and as such are not existent in PC architecture. The memory leak issues are somewhat less complicated and expected to be resolved this weekend. But in order to solve these issues, we have determined that we must modify the core level or depth of data in the game. As the PC version of the game was originally envisioned as a port, we avoided touching the core programming as much as possible and focused on PC performance optimization. However, in light of the feedback of those who have participated in the second beta test, we have concluded that we cannot avoid modifying the core program. Once the changes from the relocalization efforts have been implemented at the end of this month, we will be moving development to an entirely different developer who will primarily focus on frame rate improvements as well as the other PC optimizations. Once that process begins, we will monitor the progress and determine the release schedule. We will also be sure to give regular updates to our progress. Again, we truly regret that we underestimated the severity of the issues that have surfaced and how long it would take to resolve them, and for that, NIS America sincerely apologizes to all of you for this unexpected delay. We are fully aware of how much our fans have been anticipating this release, and we will do our very best to launch the game the way it is meant to be launched, without any issues, game-breaking bugs, or errors. If you have made a pre-purchase on Steam and would like a refund due to the delay, please use the link and that will be in the description below. So at least they're being very honest and they're explaining to us exactly what's going on here. And sometimes while PS4 and PC architecture can be very similar and can have a lot of easy porting when it comes to things. Sometimes it doesn't when you're using your own engine, or when you just can't get things working, or when you have to deal with multiple different settings and different rigs. Now, the interesting thing with this is, how is the Nintendo Switch port going to be here? But I don't think that's going to be as bad as the PC port, since you're just dealing with one optimization setting, one type of deal. With PC, you have to deal with a bunch of different things, and I think that's what's causing them some issues. And I'm not sure exactly how experienced they are with this when it comes to porting over from the PS4 to the PC, how many times they've been working on PC games. So, I mean, this happens to even big developers. They have issues with their PC games where there's problems, they have to delay it, there's bugs, glitches. Heck, one of the big games was THQ back when they were around, and Darksiders 2. That game had all sorts of issues on the PC, yet the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions weren't quite as bad, but the PC version had a lot of issues in terms of optimization and frame rates in certain places, even though it was PC. So it is what it is, and it's unfortunate for those looking forward to it, but overall they did explain exactly what's going on, and hopefully we get a release date at some point afterwards here in the next couple months. So what do you guys think about this delay here, in addition to all the different topics that we discussed? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.